According to admirers, Duggar, who has a lengthy history of faithfully supporting her disgraced ex-husband Josh Duggar, is supposedly married again, this time to an enigmatic individual they're dubbing the Mystery Man. Everyone is going crazy over this news on social media, and it has followers crying out in shock like they would at the end of a reality TV show. Yes, I agree. Yes, it is right. Reports indicate that Anna has moved on with her life while Josh Duggar serves a 12-year prison term for actions that have shocked and horrified even the most loyal Duggar followers. Furthermore, it is emotionally, legally, and spiritually damaging. Many members of the fan base have taken to social media to voice their shock, disapproval, solidarity, and even conspiracy theories since this information was made public. Who is this man who is fundamental to the story? I don't know. A shadow, that is. Those who look up to them find them fascinating and terrifying all at once. The marriage, the mystery, the drama, and the breakdown are all parts that must be dismantled. It was the devastating news that rocked Duggar to its very core. A first, unsteady Instagram story was the beginning of it all. Despite the relative quiet of a Duggar gossip fanpage on a Tuesday morning, one of its followers nevertheless managed to send a screenshot. During what seemed like an outdoor prayer session, the screenshot showed Anna Duggar standing next to a towering bearded man, clothed in what seemed like a white garment. It was mentioned in the caption, "Located in Rogers, Arkansas, the event was held." This is Anna Duggar. And she was clearly making her vows when she said these words. In a matter of minutes, the question "Anna Duggar married?" went viral on X, previously Twitter. TikTok detectives started digging deep, and Reddit's r/Duggarsnark subreddit lit up like a Christmas tree. The following was a bizarre Facebook post that went viral later that night, published by an Arkansas pastor from a home church. As a witness to a marriage today, I can say with confidence that love triumphs over all odds, including wounded hearts. May they be blessed. Oh God. It was Anna's wedding, as we now know. In this world, fantasies did not exist. And it was true. Are you familiar with the Mystery Man? Who is this person? Then, Matthew B. Bo Masterson, a 38-year-old Missourian who has transitioned from businessman to spiritual leader, is the man in question, according to sources close to the Duggar family, or at least former insiders, most of whom have since cut ties. His biblical leadership boot camps and men's mastery retreats for problematic ex-convicts are well known. Critics and fans alike have dubbed Bo Masterson Mastery Man, and he has become well known for operating a men's retreat in a remote location that is known as Lion's Reign Ministries, delivering sermons on the topic of reclaiming kingdom authority through submission, silence, and service. When they were being investigated for cult-like activities, they were never charged with anything. Posting content that is particularly alpha male religious in nature, such as, "A man does not inquire, a man makes a proclamation. That is the way you should run your household. Are you yea or yeah? Whom you ask is irrelevant." The fans have reacted, and the atmosphere has become a zone of war. It was inevitable that the internet would erupt. Here is a small sample of the responses from the fans. Anna married a man who runs a masculinity ministry while her ex-boyfriend is serving time in prison for causing harm to children, according to a Duggar Doom. Which time frame is this, exactly? I am praying for Anna, as stated by a Grace Over Grief. Perhaps she has at long last discovered someone who appreciates her. Perhaps this is the beginning of her recovery. Anna jumped out of the frying pan and straight into a medieval bonfire. Tweeted at T-Spiltily a few moments ago. This mastery dude has a more unpleasant voice than Josh. This is the reason why women require liberation from the harmful control that patriarchal structures impose on them. It has been years since she was subjected to brainwashing, and this is the outcome. At Freedom for Anna. Could you be serious? I'm happy for them. So much of her life was wasted while she waited for Josh. Allow her to continue living. Here is a glimpse of Anna's potential motivations. So, let's be honest. This is not merely idle chatter. Individuals who have been following Anna's journey over a considerable amount of time will find it particularly upsetting, perplexing, and emblematic of something far larger. Anna Duggar was renowned for being the calm and obedient wife who stood by Josh Duggar through several scandals. These scandals ranged from the Ashley Madison cheating disclosures to the horrible trial that landed him in jail. Anna Duggar enjoyed this reputation for more than a decade. She paid him a visit. Letters were written. Proudly defended him in public. But what about now? One of the former insiders at the Duggar family, who desired to stay nameless, stated, "She may have compromised. She lived in seclusion, being in the company of Jim, Bob, and Michelle. There are 7 of her children. She was under a great deal of pressure to maintain her faithfulness. However, at some point in time, even Anna might have come to the realization that she was merely surviving. Some people believe that her remarriage may be less about love and more about survivability on all levels, including the emotional, the spiritual, and the practical. The family is in need of someone who can provide support and guidance to her. She has been conditioned to believe that she is unable to lead on her own," said Sarah W., a therapist who specializes in cult recovery. And what about these charismatic males who identify as Christian? They are well versed in the art of swooping in. Where does this information leave Josh? Currently still serving time in a federal prison. It is not likely that Josh Duggar will be eligible for parole in the near future. He was found guilty of CSAM-related offenses in 2021 and is currently completing his term in the state of Texas. Unless they are officially separated from their spouse, inmates are not permitted to either impede or prohibit their spouse's remarriage, as stipulated by federal regulations. Another thing to take into consideration is that there is no evidence to suggest that Anna and Josh were divorced prior to their second marriage. Consequently, this gives rise to a number of profound ethical and legal concerns, particularly within their close-knit Christian society. On a recent edition of Legal Tea with Tasha, a legal analyst made the following speculation: Anna may be navigating some extreme religious loopholes to get around the law. They think that if a man is imprisoned for an indefinite period of time, he has forsaken his spiritual duty as head of household, and as a result, the wife is released. This is the belief of several ultra-conservative sects. But from a legal standpoint, there is a mess. A meaningful fairy tale that has gone dark. Since the beginning, the Duggar story has been peculiar. What about Anna's story? Previously, it was a painful dedication, but now it is a spiritual thriller. When she appeared on 19 Kids and Counting, she was a sweet and bashful bride who was radiant on her wedding day and believed that marriage meant forever. Fans remember her as such. However, she was given one that involves cheating, an embarrassment for the entire nation's courtroom, years spent parenting 7 children by oneself, a sentence of imprisonment that completely destroyed her public existence. And what about now? An additional marriage to a man who is being referred to by some as Josh 2.0, but worse. The future. Will it be a repeat or a refund? So, what should we do now? Insiders claim that a private covenant ceremony took held, with no media, no phones, and no Duggar relatives invited. Although Anna has not publicly confirmed the marriage, the wedding was said to have taken place. Just that alone is enough to say a lot. There are some fans that have hope. Perhaps he is not what the internet portrays him to be. It's possible that she went with someone who genuinely wants to assist her mending. Some people are getting ready for a storm. This is a warning sign that contains neon lights. She went right from the fire to the misery that she was in. The entire globe is waiting to see what happens. In addition, Anna Duggar, who was previously providing support in the background for a prominent Christian family, is now once again in the spotlight. The final word. What is taking place with Anna Duggar is not merely a twist from the tabloids. Rather, it is a painful, complicated, and overall human tragedy. Faith, trauma, control, and the terrible truth of what happens to women who were brought up to believe that obedience is everything are all topics that are discussed in this book. The only thing that can tell us if this marriage is her song of freedom or another chapter in her life of captivity is time. However, there is one thing that can be said with absolute certainty. The world has finally broken its silence, even while Anna is still silent.